Shalom. All praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, Great Millstone, and citations to I can teach all truth and sincerity. Um, this gonna be called "We Can't Think Like a Mortal in These Times." Because we're not ordinary mortals. Um, we are, the children of God. Um, we are the Israelites. Uh, you know, we're part of the 12 tribes of Israel who are the children of God, and we're not ordinary mortals. Our mind is not the same as these everyday, uh, 2/3 who have not this understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, who are caught up in this wicked world, who are part of the walking dead, who are walking around um, clueless to what is about to happen in Babylon. They have no understanding that this place will be destroyed by thermonuclear fire, that there's no future here. The men of the Lord, the hopeful elect, we understand that this place will be destroyed, that war will happen on this land, and that the children of Israel, the men of Israel, and the 1/3 of Israel who get delivered are all going to be changed into gods, into powerful beings, from being changed from this mortal flesh to immortal flesh. And I'm only this is an AI example of of I believe this would be considered an angel, with the way this figure is portrayed. Um, and this is a man with spiritual power, an Israelite man with spiritual power. Um, uh, and another AI generated photo of a man with spiritual power, grasping lightning. We're not, this is the type of power and abilities that we're gonna possess in the future to come soon, near future to come soon. But I'm gonna go to the scriptures. This is hold on, give me a minute. This is Second Esdras chapter 14 at verse 14. It says, "Let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of men, put off now the weak nature." It says, I'll read verse 15. It says, "Set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times." Because we're coming in times where, everything that we worried about and had our mind so heavy on, all that stuff's gonna be what's the word? We're gonna have to worry about. We're gonna have to have our mind state on what's above, instead of what's in this world, that we have a heavy mind to worry about. You know, because all those things that we worry so much about or have a heavy mind towards, all that stuff is going to perish and be no more. Because once we're delivered from here into those, Lord willing, if I'm part of that number, um to be, have the opportunity to get the kingdom on first go around. um those things that we stressed about or worried so much about, all that stuff's going to be that's going to pass away, and we're going to be uh what's the word, that's all going to be taken care of, and uh we're not going to worry about that anymore, once we're granted the kingdom and salvation, deliverance. Because everything that we were, had to deal with this on this side in the kingdom. All that stuff's gonna be, uh, uh you know, because in the kingdom we're gonna have riches. We're gonna have, brand new body, where we're gonna be perfect. So anything that we had a insecurity about, all that stuff's gonna be, no more. Any financial problems we had, that's gonna be no more. Any personal issues we had, it's gonna be no more. Because all that stuff's going to be taken care of by, you know, our power, Yahweh Shem Shai. We're gonna receive 100-fold of everything we lost, gain back our the knowledge and our memories from past lives. Um, you know, spiritual power. Have uh power uh over everything, dominion over the element, over the heathen, dominion over the animals, power over the elements, having that godlike extraterrestrial abilities, senses heightened. We're not gonna be normal individuals. Because we're not, mortal. We're not the same. We're not ordinary mortals. An ordinary mortal is, 2/3 of Israel. They don't have understanding to know that this place will fall, and if you're a part of this place, you're gonna fall with it. Point blank. Period. Like most of our people believe they're saved now, and you're not saved until Yahweh Shah comes back and puts you on that chariot. That's when you're saved. Um, but not to completely go off topic. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna go to Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 25. It's Proverbs chapter 1, verse 25. It says, "But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh." So when all hell breaks loose upon Babylon and across the world, the men of the Lord are gonna laugh at the calamities of the people who trusted in, this system, this wicked place, and now they're gonna have to go through, you know, um, the chaotic um judgments that's gonna come upon Babylon and other parts of the world. Um, but especially in Babylon, they're gonna have to deal with famine, um, uh, uh, the different plagues that are gonna befall this place. Because just like in Egypt, it's gonna be gross darkness because the electricity is gonna go out, the internet's gonna be no more. Um, you know, people are gonna have to. You're gonna go about the streets. There's gonna be people getting killed, men and women being raped, taken advantage of by different military people. Um, it's not going to be what's the word, a day. The day of the Lord is not going to be like a place, a time of happiness and flowers and rainbows. No, the day of the Lord is going to be a dark and gloomiest time, and people are not going to be, they're going to be calling on the wrong name in that time, and they're not going to be saved. They're going to die. They're going to perish. Pain and suffering is going to come upon a lot of people's doorsteps, and and the men of the Lord who did serve the Lord uh, accordingly with truth and sincerity, with faith, uh, the things that they did for Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, all that's gonna be, uh, the scriptures say Ye shall know who are my chosen, the men of the Lord who have endured and been on the highways and byways and doing the work of the Lord to the best of their ability. They're gonna cash in on that day, and everything that they put their hand towards, it's gonna what's the word? They're gonna be able to they're gonna have everything in abundance, 100-fold of what they because they forsaken all and followed Yahweh Bashin Yahshai. So they're gonna receive a reward in 100-fold or whatever they put aside to serve Yahweh Bashin Yahshai. Because it says in Proverbs 27 that they're gonna have goat's milk for their maidens. Um, you know, uh, they're gonna have abundance of resources in that time, including goat's milk, food in general. Um, you know, because it says in Isaiah chapter 4, 7 women shall take hold of one man. Uh, they shall eat their own bread and wear their own apparel. Let us be called by thy name. In order to have, you know, and seven is completion. In that time, Yahweh Shi Shah is gonna look out for his servants. Basically, that's the point I'm getting to. Is just like the men of the Lord are gonna be all right. It talks about that also in Isaiah 65 and verse. If you start at 12:13, it says that the servants of the Lord shall eat and drink, and while the rest of the people are in sorrowful heart and are going through hell, while the men of the Lord are going to be comforted and protected in that time, basically. you know um and Salaki, if I'm butchering the scriptures or if I'm just quoting it and breaking it down, but the point is um we're not ordinary mortals, and our power will protect his people, protect his men, and be with his men in a time of tribulations. Um, because it will be the time of Jacob's trouble, and those that the ones that are going to be saved out of it are the elect, and the elect are going to be given spiritual power, and they're gonna what's the word, become pilgrims. They're gonna have to endure and be tested in that time to gain, in the end, salvation and deliverance. Um, because the scriptures say in Colossians we got to put on as the elect, and this is Colossians 3 in verse 12. It says, "Put on therefore as the elect of God, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy and kindness and humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering." Because part of this thing we have to put on as the elect, as the hopeful elect of Israel, enduring the trials and tribulations, because the scriptures say if we endure to the end, we shall be saved. And not everybody understands that's a part of the narrow path, this path of life. We have to endure and the trials and tribulations of being a part of this truth. There's no there's no shortcut doing that. So anyway, I'm gonna say all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashin Yahshua Bashin Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone, and salutations to our teach all truth, sincerity, and shalom.